Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I have another layout and I have a confession to make. I think I have a problem. I can't put these kits away, and I was pulling the things together because I was going to do my Kill a Kit video, and I had all the scraps, and then I start putting the scraps all together, and I was like, wow, I love this color combo. And I found that I had too much paper left over. I didn't want to get rid of them. So this is layout 15 using this kit, and it took me 1 hour and 39 minutes. And I already have 2 more layouts completed. I just got to do the voiceover. And as soon as I'm done this voiceover, I'm going to do the next one. And I'm hoping after that, maybe one more, but I'm hoping that I'll be done. But it's almost like, those shows on TV like Bake Off or Cook Off, and they're given X amount of ingredients, and it's like, okay, come up with something. I'm feeling that's what I have when I have, less and less papers. It's like, okay, what can you come up using less ingredients, if you want to say. So all these, it's all scraps. Even a lot of them, I didn't even cut them down. I just basically put them on the layout, and they went on the way that they were cut. And these pictures here are of, we had gone apple picking. This was 2 years ago, and we've gone every year, but these pictures are still from 2 years ago. Because we had gone, his mom and my mom and the kids, and at the time Katie's boyfriend, and we had taken a bunch of pictures, and I still haven't scrapbooked quite a bit of them, so I want to make sure that I do. And this one here, the first picture, you see my mom. My mom is very petite, and she was trying to reach the apples. I think she likes to say she's 5'1", but I think she's 5 feet. And so my daughter came along and she said, "Hey May, you need a lift?" And she picked her up and brought her to the tree, and I thought that was so cute. So I took a few pictures, and if you could, it's hard for me to tell because it's far away when I do the voiceover, but if you can see, they're both laughing. Like it's just hilarious. And that years ago, my mom used to pick her up and, help her to stuff. And now she's the one picking her up and lifting her to help her up. So I want to use some of the frames that we got in this month's kit. And this was one of the frames that I had wanted to use on the last page, or the one before. It was the crop weekend one. And I didn't get to use it, so I'm going to use it on this layout. And I believe the other one too, like they're all going to get used up, the ones that I had wanted to use, which is good. And again, like I said, I feel like it is like sort of a little, contest thing that, get as many of what you can used from these kits. And that's what I like. I'm kind of using. Okay, so the recording had stopped, so thankfully I check it now once in a while, so I hadn't gone too far. So I didn't have a T, so what I did was I took a Z, or a Z, and I just cut the top off, and then I made my own T using, I don't think it was an I think it was an exclamation. I just didn't use the dot, and then I just made my own T. So the title is going to be Need a Lift. So where the recording had stopped, I'm not really sure what I was saying before that, but basically I like these kits because it's sort of like those cooking shows, or where they give you a certain amount of ingredients and they say, okay, let me see what you can do with this. And the embellishments, I just kind of look at it as the fluff, but I find the papers, they are, depending on the combination that you use them, like your layout totally looks different. So now I'm going to those stamp image. This is a pattern paper from October Afternoon, and I love it. I love those little stamped flowers, and it just reminded me of apple blossoms for this page, so that's why I want to use it. And now this is the part where I just start going through my stuff and take a whole bunch of embellishments and just stick it on top of my page. I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know how much of it I'm going to use. Basically, I just try to make sure that I have quite a bit of stuff. And then I don't even know where, at this point, where my embellishments are going to sit. But for me, the placement of the pattern papers is almost like the easy part for me, because a lot of times, especially when I'm down to my scraps, I basically use the scraps to kind of determine where the pattern paper is going to go. But for the embellishments, you have to think a little bit more. But I don't try to overthink it. It's not as if I'm going to go through every single embellishment that I have in my scrap room for every single page that I do, because then, we'd never finish a page because, let's face it, we have a lot of stuff. So that's why I limited it to a little container. It's an iris container. I chose a bunch of stuff and I put it in that container. Now for August, I might change it up, or I might just say, you know what? Because I do have quite a bit of stuff in that little container. But it's nothing comparable to the whole craft room. So I might keep it, so that I use up a little bit more of it when I start the August kit. And when I use stickers, what I like to use, it's called this tool from EK Success. It's the powder tool. You can get it at Simon Says, and I believe it's $5.99 the last time I checked. And it's amazing. It takes the stickiness away, and then when you're ready for your sticker to stick again, you just put glue and use it. And not only that, it has like baby powder inside, so as you're scrapbooking, it smells good. So I love that tool. And I love those little tiny stickers because it's kind of adding extra little journaling words onto your page without actually journaling. So the words I chose for this time was family, sweet, and helpful. And the word helpful, I put it right underneath the picture where she's, giving her a lift. So now I'm going through my digital prints, and I had kind of put those aside for quite a bit because I did use them a lot. And actually I was thinking last night, I need to go on Studio Calico because I keep buying the digital prints every month, but I don't think I had them printed for the last maybe 2 or 3 months. So I need to go on, and actually the last time I got it printed was when I did the giveaway, so it was 3 months ago, and get the new digital stuff printed up and start using those because I do like them. They do add a place for your embellishments to rest, kind of anchors them. Now there's a lot of edges here, square edges or rectangle. So I'm trying to soften it up, and this is where the doilies come in, and now I'm punching some circles. And that container that I was just showing, that's where I keep my embellishments for the current kit that I'm using, which right now it is the July Valley High Studio Calico kit. So now I'm starting to feel, good about how many embellishments that I have piled up for now. And I'm going to start gluing everything down to the page. And I kind of glue onto the edges so that I can still stick stuff in between. And I kind of tried to do this the lazy way. I didn't want to take out my ink pad and my sponge. So I thought, I'll just try to use those Hero Arts daubers. I don't like it. It soaks in the paper a little too much, and it's not like a feathered look. It's more like a soak-in paper look. So everybody's taste is different. So just because I don't like it doesn't mean that somebody else, they would love that look. But for me, I just didn't enjoy it. So I'm going to go back to, digging for my ink pad and finding a sponge. So now I'm taking my close to my heart writing tool and I'm outlining everything, and now I'm going to glue everything down. And I thought I had used the last of that triangle paper. That was my favorite paper, and I found this big piece. So that was one of the main reasons, because I was kind of gathering everything to do the killer kit. And when I saw that piece of scrap, I was like, I am not throwing that out. I am putting it on a layout. So that's when I decided to do, one more. And then as I was playing with the papers and stuff, like to see how much what's left, I was like, oh, I really like this color combo and I really like this color combo. So I ended up, I think I'm going to have 3 or 4 more pages. I did set a goal that I want to be done by tomorrow, which is Friday. I'm going to be done with the kit tomorrow. So what I get done by tomorrow, I get done, because my Studio Calico kit is going to come in next week, and I'd love to knock off, 3 or 4 pages this weekend in the new kit. I must have stepped away and forgot to turn the camera off. So while we're waiting for me to come back, I just want to give you a couple of updates. I started working on my December daily. I got 2 videos up. One of them is the setup, what I did to set up, and the other one is some prep work that I did. Now tonight we have a hockey game, and when I come home I plan on, because I have a personal printer at home, it's one of those Epson PictureMate, and so I'm going to upload my pictures to my computer, and I'm just going to spend an hour and I'm going to print all my photos from December 1st to December 5th today. And tomorrow morning, that's all I'm going to do all day tomorrow, is I'm going to try and catch up as many of the December dailies as I possibly can. It might take a couple of days before the videos, start popping up, just to, to give me some time to get these videos uploaded and processed. But in the meantime, I'll still be uploading regularly the scrapbooking pages, because I think I have 3 or 4 now that are done. So that's where I had popped off to. I had gone to make a coffee. So I needed some, caffeine motivation. So now I'm going to keep going with the page, and now of course the glue is clogged up, so I'm going to take a needle and glue it down. Some people suggested to keep the needle inside the bottle, but I did that once and it rusted, and it was so gross. Like the glue kept, whenever I used it, it was all like yellowish, and it was just gross. And so I didn't like that. So I mean, it only takes a minute to, not even like 10 seconds to unclog it. So I'd rather that than have glue that's all like gross looking. So now I added some of that washi tape that I absolutely love. I don't know who makes it. And this time around I was like, I can't forget that I want to use washi tape. But I put it down just a little too fast, because, there's some elements that actually fit underneath. So I'm going to end up ripping the paper, but it doesn't matter, because when I put it back down, then it just goes, back down to exactly where it was. So then you can't really tell that it's ripped. I'm going to use some of those labels that I had pulled from my digital prints. And now I'm going to start using all that stuff that I had pulled aside or thrown in the middle of the page. And this sticker here is from Dear Lizzie, American Crafts. And this is where I went and got my sponge and started inking the edges, because I just didn't like the other. Don't get me wrong, I love the Hero Arts daubers, just not for inking the edges. So all the embellishments that I had pulled together are just off to the right of my page. And I'm just dividing it between the 3 embellishments. And these are some alphas that we got in a kit probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 months ago. And I still try to use them up, and there's not much left. Like, it looks like a lot there, but believe me, I have done so many pages with these letters. It's unbelievable. Like, I have no E's left, no F, half, I'd say, a lot of the letters I don't have left. But what I do is I just kind of cut other ones apart and try to make a new letter. And from, just flipping through the album, you won't be able to tell that I kind of jimmied those letters and kind of made my own and used a Copic marker to finish off the letter. And I just love the color. They're a light pink with cream, so it went perfectly with this page. So I want to use it. And they call my mom Mimi, which is French. And so I just wanted to, because the other one we put our Nammy, or I had put our Nammy, Nanny, sorry. I'm Nammy to my grandson. I didn't want to take, because my mom's Mimi and my mother-in-law is Nanny, so I had to come up with something else. So I didn't like Grammy, and I didn't like Grandma, and Nanny, so I just kind of put it all together. Nammy. So he can't say Nammy. He says na 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 na. So as he gets older, I'm sure he'll be able to. He'll grow to love it. So now I'm going to work on that bottom embellishment cluster. And in behind those postage flowers, I'm putting some foam tape, and that foam tape is from Scotch 3M, and it's a huge roll. I got it custom crops. I think I paid around $36. They're about $42 now, or $33, and they are not acid free. Just in case anybody was wondering, they're not acid free. But the way I look at it now that we've gone digital, what I do with my camera is the little cards that we buy. I never delete the photos off those cards. What I do when it's full, I have a little container that I keep them in. I keep those, and I just buy a new one, because you can buy them for like $20. Which before, if you had to buy films all the time, it ended up being more than that. You know what I mean? For the amount of pictures, you get like 5,000 or 6,000 pictures, or whatever it is, 2,000, even if it's only 2,000 pictures for the $20. It's so much cheaper. If you divide that by 24 poses, like what it used to be, it's pennies, right? And so I have that copy, and then I have a hard drive. But I figure between the two, so that way I get 2 copies of my pictures, that I don't have to worry so much about them. And now I'm going to try to find some twine to match. And this is the new twine that I bought from Webster's page. It's okay. It's pink. It's not the pink that I wanted, but I'll use it, but I'm still on the hunt for that pink that I want so bad. Maybe it doesn't exist out of that package. So now I'm just going to loop-de-loop the twine a couple of times and glue it down. And I'm going to put the twine through the ribbons. And I was going to do it with the needle, but I couldn't get the twine to go in the needle. And then I thought, trying to put that, I'm going to do the holes for everything. And then I thought, trying to put the twine through the hole and the button without a needle is going to be impossible. So I just took the twine with my, just my hands, and just kind of put it through the button. I'm just going to tie the bow on the button, and then I'll just put a glue dot in behind, and that way I don't have to worry about trying to get everything, or get that twine to go through everything. Much easier. And the glue dots are pretty good for, stick into the page without too much trouble. So it's going to take me a few minutes to do that. And if some people are wondering where they could see the page so that it doesn't fly by so quickly, you can go to 2 Peas in a Bucket and Studio Calico. Look in the members gallery under Nicole Jones 911. I upload all my pages there. I also upload them to Pinterest, and the link for that is on my YouTube channel in the bar where the photo is. It's to the bottom right, but it's also in the About tab. And I'm also on Instagram, and everything is Nicole Jones 911. And I even think I have a Twitter account. Pretty sure I do, but I just got to make sure that my Twitter account is also Nicole Jones 911. Pretty sure it is. And because when I was signing up for stuff, there was already a Nicole Jones, and I thought, I'm going to forget. If I put any kind of numbers, I'm going to forget what they are. And so I thought, well, 911, I won't forget it because that's where I work. So that's how the name came about. It was more out of a need than anything because, Nicole Jones was already taken. So now I want to use some of those little sparkles that we got in this month's kit. And now I'm just trying to find a pink Copic marker that I like. And those work wonderfully on anything metal, or like those, they're little jewels, and I'm putting it on a paper so that you can kind of see how they color in. What you need to do is color, and because they're alcohol based, so they'll color in on that kind of stuff, and they're great for coloring and stuff, because they blend really well. Although I don't use them for that. I'm not saying that I'll never use them for that, but I use them to change the color of things, my embellishments. And I took out my Mr. Huey, and what I do is I just tap it on, and it just makes splatters. And now I'm going to show you a few close-ups. And with the Copic markers, what you can do with those blings is you put a coat and you let it dry, and if you put a second coat, the more coats you put on, the deeper, the more colored the bling becomes. So here are a few of my still pictures, and that's it. The page is done. So thanks for watching. Bye.